How to map a file folder to a Docker container. Your Docker image is made up of many layers, like a cake, and most of those layers are immutable, meaning you can't make changes to them. So instead, what you have to do is use the Docker bind mount option. What this does is mount a point in your Docker container right here to your host OS file system right here. Now, the container isn't doing it directly. It's using the Docker file system, which is using the Docker engine and yada, yada, yada. You don't care about that part. You want to know the commands. So let's go ahead and hop on over to it. First, let's look at our local file system. We can do an ls, and you'll see we have a folder called app data. And if we were to do an ls./app data, we got a file called test file. And then let's cat test file. You can see it just has the word test inside of it. What we like to do is pass this file to a container. How do we do that? We can do a docker run-d, and then let's call this container app1. And let's pass through a volume with -v, well, a volume mount. We'll do app data /var data, and then we'll choose our OS, which is Alpine, and then we'll pass through a command to shell, and this command is while true, due date, sleep 5, and basically that's just gonna check the date every 5 minutes, and then we hit enter on this command, and there we go. All right, now if we were to do a docker exec it, pass through the container ID sh, and we'll do an ls var data, and see we have test file 1 and test file 2. And if we were to, let's say, echo test 2 data test file 1 and cat that out, right? Let's exit this container, and then let's do ls./app data, and let's do cat./app data test file 1. As you can see, the contents of test file 1 changed. So we've effectively done this diagram down here where we have a file that represents a file in the container, but is actually writable to the host operating system. And that's it. That's how you mount a folder or a file to a container. If you'd like to see more of this content, please subscribe either here on TikTok or down below at my YouTube channel. Otherwise, thank you for watching and stay blessed, boys. See you next video.